Hey, um, here's another way that folks can translate it. Um, what I'm experiencing with memories, and I've experienced it before, having done huge, humongous memory dumps. And I was asking myself when I thought about can I remember what happened 5 minutes ago? And I'm no. Why? Because I don't care what happened 10 minutes ago. I care about what's happening right now. Remember water under a bridge? The future's not here yet. The past is already gone. I can't do anything about that unless I want to time travel, but it's gone. I want to experience what I'm experiencing right now, which is eternal love energy that's on fire. Always in the now, always in zero, right? So what you begin to realize is I'm not holding anything in me anymore. Okay, letting it all go. That's called letting it all go. That's called letting it all go. Whoa. That's right. Now we're letting it all go. And that's the same thing for me as if let it be. Let it be free. Right? Let it be free. Let it be a free spirit. It's free to go. You are free to go. Go is green, which is emerald. Emerald Founder Records. That's a lot of fire, boy. That's a big guardian, huh? So this is when we get into all the record keeping stuff. So when you realize that you're letting go. It means that what was once held in memory or an experience, it's gone. And that's the beauty of it. Because you're experiencing higher vibrational energies and the sonic tones that go, wow, yeah. I know. That means you're experiencing being freer and freer and freer. Yeah, freer. Your level of awareness is rising vertically, like a vertical plume. Right? Yeah, consciousness on top. Love is on top. Wow, higher state of consciousness. Remember Terence McKenna, expanding consciousness. Expanding consciousness, the expansion and the acceleration of that light, which is a capacitor. The capacitance that we have to experience how much is held within that light that is happening there within all that light. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Being part of the landscape, we're part of the energy that is keeping it going, keeping it running. Yeah. So that we can all enjoy what it's like to live in paradise. I've had the great honor and privilege to meet people who live on this island who came up to me without me having to trigger the word that's held in their memory, and they just come out and say it. As if now I'm being informed what they're experiencing by the use of those letters as numbers, right? As letters to say, yeah, this island is paradise. So in their mind, they perceive this island as living in paradise. That's right. So now you understand why these particular islands were coveted. You know what a coven is, right? Coveted. It's called coveted means. That's why this particular island became coveted by them. The Covens of Azazel. Because you got what? 5 magnets on this rock? Ooh boy, largest tribal shield volcano. You know the part that it plays. And then of course you got Kauai, a couple 100 miles northbound. So I know that island well. Yeah. See? So that's like when I was in Waimea. And the light is naturally going to expose, okay, in front of other people. Okay, so they're going to realize that, oh, I had never thought about that. Now I'm aware of what somebody else is experiencing by virtue of us now becoming aware of it, what he's aware of it. Now he's communicating what he's aware of to us. Now I'm aware of how somebody else is perceiving that statue. Well, I never thought of it that way before, but, if we go back and look at history, the records, come to find out that, yeah, the diseased state of mind came to the island of Kauai. And they brought disease state of mind, code transfers into the island of Kauai, a goddess's flower shop. Right? So you get the picture in spiritual classrooms. spiritual lessons, spiritual realms. And I've always known this because it came to me as powerful as I know it when I was on the island of Oahu. And that was when I was staying there with Misha, whose little daughter was Anu. I shared this with my clan mother about having a conversation with Dave when we were living down in Hawaiian Gardens a couple of years back. And I had a very parent-to-parent sort of conversation with Anu, who was 4 years of age. And she knew exactly what I was communicating to her, and she was communicating directly back to me. And naturally, she teleports. She teleported right in front of me one day. And so I began to realize certain behaviors that she was mimicking, much like mimicking the behaviors of her mother. And her mother was Rh negative, so you understand as a monopole, as a polarity integrators, to pull it all together, all the fragments, okay, which is to experience being one with all creation, which is experience love in your heart and soul, with a soul connection to the one, the point of origin, right? So you can see where this island, having met her here a couple years back with her daughter, while I was over on Oahu, I went up into Waimea Falls, what I experienced there being wrapped in spirit. So there are a lot of ancestral spirits that are very powerful that are in this islands for obvious self-evident reasons, right? Why I shared with how Mama showed herself out of the caldera. I wish I still had those pictures. I put them up for a while. You know, being the living spirit of fire. Yeah. And that light. Yeah. And so when I was there, I met a guy named Clum, who was a Lemurian. Okay, and when I talked with him, I was experiencing his pain because he said that he lived in his house, and when he would go to the Hawaiian Cultural Center in Waimea Falls on Oahu, which is right near Waimea, which is a big wave bay, right? Big waves there in the wintertime. And he said that he was afraid to go outside. He did not want to interact with the people that had now basically overrun the islands and how they perceive it as Los Angeles or mass density population, which is lower density consciousness that has now invaded, okay, these realms, these spiritual realms that are represented by Lemuria, and driving the energy down, because that's exactly what happened. So what I mentioned to him, and he remembered this, one was teaching through a circle of light, holding hands together and communicating silently through the heart to heart, the soul to soul, spirit to spirit, holding hands in a circle. He remembered that. And he remembered something else, which had to do with how these islands, as seen, perceived, and experienced through Lemuria, were realms that people from all over the universes would come to experience because of the value that they had in learning through spirit. Okay? And that's why I cried as deep as I've ever cried, as being in these islands, to know that. So he acknowledged the truth in him because he remembered. I never lost my memory of that. That's the forever stuff that knows. And why? We experience that and share that with others that know. So we know what the truth is. We certainly know what a classroom is. We certainly know what living spirit is that is living in that light, that is what love is that goes on forever. That is the teacher. That's wisdom. And you can experience the wisdom when a father and a mother and Holy Spirit fire is breathing the breath of fire, right? The living spirit of fire that needs to be cooled down with water, the cold side of things. Cold and hot water, thermal gradients that are in balance. Spinning magnets as one. So yeah, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful evening, wherever you might be. It's I love oceans, deep water, big oceans. Take a look. It is so unbelievable to be able to be out on this little point down here at Lop Hoi Hoi, right at the crack, right, the crack of dawn, when there's clouds lined up all along the horizon, and you can see the little fractals of light coming through the clouds, like line after line after line after line after line. And it's like, whoa, slowly but surely, wow, look how it's lighting up. Wow, it's like time just stopped. Yeah. And then to be able to look to your left when the sun is going down and see all the unbelievable colors with Maui to the north in the foreground on the eastern horizon or western horizon. So you're going from east to west, sitting out on the point over here without having to move. You could sit there all day without having to move and experience the arc. And there's always a lot of rainbows when I go down there. You know, sometimes a couple, particularly if we used to walk up this old trail that if you go down Lop Hoi Hoi Beach Park, you'll see a house on your right-hand side when you're going in that's green. It sits on a little plateau right past the bridge. The first house past the bridge that nearly got washed out in that hurricane. And right before the driveway where the house is, you'll see a little trail, a little open fenceway. You walk up that trail, that will take you up to Mamaloi Highway, right where the gasoline in the store is, in Lop Hoi Hoi. And there used to be spring water pouring right out of Basalt Rock. And that was some of the most powerful water. I used to run up there with my 1 gallon canteen and fill it up and then drink it in the evening. When I woke up, man, I thought I was plugged into the universal transformer. Wow, what a power charge. Right? So Lop Hoi Hoi is a very powerful healing center. It really is. The water there, you jump off the boat dock into that water. And that's right. I got to get down there. The humpback whales are going to be down there. They may already be there. It's this time of year for humpback whales to give birth to their calves right now. Special time, special place. Yeah, yeah, yeah.